Well, hello everyone. This is my final review for this MOOC at the end of week 3. Again, a very interesting one, and I'd like to reflect on some of the results of the poll on supplier relationships that we had in this week's information. First of all, a bit of an apology. The FutureLearn people have reordered some of the questions to be in ascending or descending order of the answers rather than in the original questions. So sometimes it means you've got to think a little bit harder about what you're actually looking at. But I've highlighted a few key messages that I've taken out of that. First of all, when you think about the number of suppliers that people are dealing with, indications of some real concentration, 37% only dealing with 1 to 10 suppliers, another 35% in the band 11 to 100. So this is really concentrating efforts. However, we still have 6% of those responding who had more suppliers than employees, and you simply cannot manage that kind of complexity. So for them and their organisations, there's some way to go. 66% said that they had performed a spend analysis, and 64% were saying that they had used that to inform their relationship management processes. So again, good practice. Again, quite a high number, 43%, where 2 to 10 of their suppliers accounted for 80% of the value. So this is really an indication, as is the percentage of spend, with more than 80% of the spend accounted for by 16%. So a real application of the important few logic, that these are the key relationships that you must manage very carefully. Others, you can go to the market and be quite aggressive. So please think seriously about how you deal with the relationship matrix and take that forward. The reality of important suppliers was also recognised in this poll, so that the important few were actually treated differently from the less important many. So again, very positive messages. I think it aligns with the mix of the students that we've certainly seen in the discussion parts of the course, where there's a level of experience and maturity being shown. So perhaps that's coming through in the poll where we're actually talking about quite mature organisations as well as individuals. And that's good news. It wasn't always the case a few years ago. More generally, we have had some very positive feedbacks from the reflection section. So thank you very much for all of that. It's good to know that we've made some connections with you and you've been excited by the process. I'm reminded of a quote from another team of players, the A team as it happens, where the leader of that team is famously says, "Don't you just like it when a plan comes together?" So for us, the plan of the MOOC has come together, it would seem, from your comments. So that's nice to know. So excellent discussions, sharing of experiences, all part of that same mix of people who've been contributing really nicely. Also a recognition by many of you that regardless of what sectors you operate in, there's a lot more that's common than is actually different, and a lot of challenges that are very, very similar indeed. So good practice is spreading in the contract management community, but now maybe the big challenge is to get to top management support. A number of you have been commenting on how difficult that is. And I think there's a degree of urgency about this. I think we need to make those connections and demonstrate the value of contract management to top management, particularly before the IT and the artificial intelligence developments really begin to come home. I know we've been talking about that quite a lot, particularly in the Hangouts, but it is still leading edge firms that are doing that. But the belief is that it won't be too long until the rest of us have to catch up. So I would like to think that we've persuade top management that contract management has a role to play in future strategy, so that we can make these technology decisions in the best frame. And in all of that process, your critical partners in your supply chain are going to be absolutely key. So please think seriously about how you make those connections and make them work. Final thanks to all the support team at Southampton for all the stellar work as always. Thanks to all of you. And if you've enjoyed the process of sharing experiences widely, then please make some effort to build a network of your own, either in your own place of work or maybe using the institutes like IACCM to keep your momentum going. So thanks for all your contributions and good luck in the future. Bye for now.